Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Dhronas YouTube channel. Today we will do few questions on Parliament. आप सबको पता होगा कि Parliament chapter is one of the most important chapter in the entire Polity syllabus, और यहाँ से बहुत सारे questions आते हैं. Prelims में भी आए थे, Mains में भी आएंगे. So let's try to discuss few of such questions. ठीक है? Okay. आप में से जो कोई भी इस वीडियो को देख रहे हो, प्लीज एक बार लाइक कर देना, शेयर कर देना एंड सब्सक्राइब टू आवर चैनल so that it can reach maximum audience. ठीक है? Fine. We will start with question number 1. यहाँ पे 3 स्टेटमेंट दिया गया है and you have to say which of the following statements is or are correct. ठीक है? So 3 स्टेटमेंट दिया गया है. The President of India is a member of Parliament since he or she is a part of the Union Executive. The President is an integral part of the Parliament. And number 3, in deciding the pattern of organization of Parliament, the framers of the Indian Constitution relied on the American pattern rather than the British pattern. इनमें से बोलना होगा कौन सा सही है. Which of the following statements are correct? I'm getting few answers. All of you are saying B, absolutely right. Absolutely right. It will be B. ठीक है? Because President of India is not a member. So ये statement गलत है. और यहाँ पे बोला गया American pattern rather than the British pattern. It is actually उल्टा. British pattern rather than the American pattern. So ये भी गलत है. But ये absolutely right है. So 2 only. Good. Shushmita and Lohushna Rai, or both of you are absolutely right. Okay. Moving on. क्वेश्चन नंबर 2. यहां पे 3 स्टेटमेंट दिया गया है, आपको बोलना होगा करेक्ट आंसर फ्रॉम द ऑप्शंस गिवन बिलो. ठीक है? थर्ड शेड्यूल ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन डील्स विद द एलोकेशन ऑफ सीट्स इन राज्यसभा. द मैक्सिमम स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ राज्यसभा इज फिक्स्ड एट 250. 104th Constitutional Amendment Act removed the reserved seats for the Anglo-Indian community in the Rajya Sabha. Select the correct answer from the options given below. Only 2 again. Okay, Lohushna is saying C. Shushmita is saying only 2 again. Only 2 again. Absolutely right. It's not third schedule. It's actually fourth schedule. और यहाँ पे जो बोला गया था, just a minute. th amendment. ठीक है? यहाँ पे जो बोला गया था, it's not from राज्यसभा, it's actually from लोकसभा. राज्यसभा में एंग्लो इंडियन कम्युनिटी के लिए रिजर्वेशन था ही नहीं. राज्यसभा में सिर्फ 12 नॉमिनेटेड मेंबर्स होते हैं, उसके अलावा रिजर्वेशंस राज्यसभा में नहीं है. राइट? सो इट इज 2 ओनली. फोर्थ शेड्यूल 104th amendment for Lok Sabha. Yes, fine. Moving on. Next क्वेश्चन नंबर 3. यहां पे 2 स्टेटमेंट है, आपको बोलना होगा which one is correct. Consider the following statements. The representatives of each union territory in the Rajya Sabha are indirectly elected by members of an electoral college specially constituted for the purpose. Okay. Out of the 8 union territories, only Delhi and Puducherry have representation in Rajya Sabha. Lahushna, you are saying 1. Shushmita, you are saying only one. Absolutely right. It is actually only one. ठीक है? It is actually only one. ठीक है? Why? Because it's not only Delhi and Puducherry, it also has Jammu and Kashmir. So Delhi, Puducherry plus J&K, and Rajya Sabha में we have two. Total कितना है? 245, out of which 233 are elected and 12 are nominated. And ये जो 233 है उनमें से 229 are from states and 4 are from UTs. ठीक है? Fine. Next. Question number 4. ठीक है? 3 statement है again. You have to read the statements and you have to identify which of the statements is or are correct. ठीक है? क्या होगा? The representatives of states in the Lok Sabha are directly elected by people based on universal adult franchise. Fine. All Indian citizens who are above 18 years are eligible to vote at such an election. Fine. The voting age was reduced from 21 to 18 by the 91st amendment. कौन सा correct है? 1 and 2 only. Absolutely right. Because it is 61st amendment. It is 61st amendment. Good. Next, moving on. Question number 5. Again, 3 statements. The Lok Sabha automatically dissolves at the end of its tenure. Fine. The dissolution of Lok Sabha by the President before the completion of its term of 5 years cannot be challenged in a court of law. During national emergency, the duration of the Lok Sabha can be extended for 6 months at a time for any length of the time. इसमें क्या होगा? Shushmita is saying A. Okay. बाकी लोग जितने भी लोग देख रहे हो, you can also answer. Lahushna, you are saying D, 1, 2 and 3. It is only 1 and 2. During national emergency, the duration of the Lok Sabha can be extended by 1 year at a time. Not 6 months, 1 year at a time for any length of time. ठीक है? So इसमें correct answer होगा 1 and 2. These two are absolutely right. This is wrong. ठीक है? Extended by 1 year. Fine. Next. Question number 6. यहाँ पे 3 तरह का voting system दिया हुआ है. You have to answer which system correctly matches with the election. Which system correctly matches with the election? System of proportional representation, Rajya Sabha. Territorial representation, Lok Sabha. Transferable vote system, State Legislative Council. You have to choose correct. क्या होगा? Lahushna, you are saying D. Shushmita, you are saying all. Okay. Rest of the people can also answer. ठीक है? Even if you are wrong, no problem. ठीक है? We are here to learn. It is actually 1, 2 and 3. Yes. It is actually 1, 2 and 3. All these systems are correctly matched with the corresponding election system. ठीक है? Rajya Sabha में we have proportional representation. In Lok Sabha we have territorial representation. And in State Legislative Council. By the way, if I ask you how many states of India have state legislative council. If I ask you, how many state legislative councils are there in India? How many state legislative council? Shushmita is saying 6. Okay. क्या है? It is Karnataka, Maharashtra, Bihar, UP, Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. ठीक है, कर्नाटक, यूपी, महाराष्ट्र, बिहार, तेलंगाना, आंध्र प्रदेश. These 6 have state legislative assembly. Fine, good. Moving on. Question number 7. यहां पे एक चीज देख लेना, आपको इनकरेक्ट ढूंढना है. ठीक है, यहां पे आपको इनकरेक्ट ढूंढना है. ठीक है. So members of parliament take oath for upholding the constitution of India, constitution and the law. A member of any house of parliament must not be less than 30 years of age. The requirement that a candidate contesting an election to the Rajya Sabha from a particular state should be an elector in that particular state was done away with by in the 2003. ये 3 स्टेटमेंट दिया गया है. इसमें आपको इनकरेक्ट ढूंढना है. यू हैव टू फाइंड इनकरेक्ट. क्या होगा? एनीबडी? व्हाट विल बी द आंसर? Shushmita is saying A. Shushmita is actually guessing. You people can guess, not an issue. This is a class. It is absolutely right, Shushmita. It is 1 and 2. ठीक है. Members of parliament do not take oath for upholding the constitution. ठीक है. Do not take oath for upholding the constitution. It's not their responsibility. Right. Yes, it is president's responsibility to protect, preserve and defend the constitution. And number 2 तो गलत है ही, क्योंकि obviously लोकसभा member can be 25 years of age also. ठीक है. So 1 and 2 is wrong. So choose incorrect. 1 and 2 only. ठीक है. Fine. Moving on. Which of the following statements are correct? आपके यहाँ पे 3 स्टेटमेंट है. आपको बोलना होगा कौन सा स्टेटमेंट करेक्ट है. ठीक है. All matters and any sitting of either house or joint sitting of both the houses are decided by a majority of votes of the members present and voting, including the presiding officer. Speaker of Lok Sabha is the final interpreter of provisions of Constitution of India. Speaker of Lok Sabha summons the joint sitting of Parliament to settle a deadlock between the two houses on a bill. इनमें से आपको ढूंढना होगा which one of the following statements are correct. क्या होगा? It should be only 2. It should be only 2. ठीक है. It should be only 2. It's like why option 1 is wrong? Because option 1 में including the presiding officer लिखा है, जो actually होने होगा excluding the presiding officer. Presiding officer does not have a vote in the first instance. He only has a casting vote. Yes, casting vote. ठीक है. Statement 2 is correct. All of you can understand. ठीक है. Speaker of Lok Sabha is the final interpreter of the Constitution inside the house. ठीक है. And 3 में गलत क्यों है? क्योंकि Speaker of Lok Sabha cannot summon for joint sitting. Joint sitting has to be summoned by President of India. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट, द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन हैज डिक्लेयर्ड व्हिच आर द लैंग्वेज फॉर ट्रांजैक्टिंग बिजनेस इन द पार्लियामेंट। पार्लियामेंट में काम करने के लिए कौन सा दो लैंग्वेज को अथॉरिटी मिला है? क्या होगा? पार्लियामेंट में बिजनेस कंटिन्यू रखने के लिए कौन सा दो लैंग्वेज को अथॉरिटी मिला है? इंग्लिश, हिंदी, एनी ऑफ द लैंग्वेज लिस्टेड इन द 8th शेड्यूल ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, मदर टंग ऑफ द मेंबर ऑफ द हाउस। क्या होगा? It should be 1 and 2. English and Hindi. Yes, it should be English and Hindi. Moving on. In case of a member of parliament, आपके यहाँ पे 3 स्टेटमेंट है. You have to choose correct. ठीक है? A member belonging to the Lok Sabha who is not a minister can participate in the proceedings of the Rajya Sabha and vice versa. Okay? A minister who is not a member of either house can participate in the proceedings of both the houses. Okay? Every minister has the right to speak and take part in the proceedings of any joint sitting of both the houses. यहाँ पे आपको correct choose करना है. You have to choose correct. क्या होगा? यहां पे द करेक्ट आंसर विल बी 2 and 3. यहां पे करेक्ट आंसर विल बी 2 and 3. वाई 1 इज रॉन्ग? ठीक है, अगर आप मिनिस्टर नहीं होते हो, यू कैन नॉट पार्टिसिपेट इन द प्रोसीडिंग्स ऑफ अदर हाउस. ठीक है, सो यहां पे होगा 2 and 3. दीपेश एब्सोल्युटली राइट, 2 and 3. नेक्स्ट, क्वेश्चन नंबर 11 पे चलते हैं. यहाँ पे 3 तरीके के 3 तरीका का क्वेश्चन और उनके साथ साथ कुछ उनके फीचर्स दिए हुए हैं. यू हैव टू चूज करेक्ट. स्टार्ट क्वेश्चन रिक्वायर्स एन ओरल आंसर एंड हेंस सप्लीमेंट्री क्वेश्चंस कैन फॉलो. अनस्टार्ट क्वेश्चन रिक्वायर्स अ रिटन आंसर एंड हेंस नो सप्लीमेंट्री क्वेश्चन कैन फॉलो. Short notice question answered orally. क्या होगा? It is all are correct, क्योंकि ये तीनों में ही the matching portion is exact fit. ठीक है, स्टार्ट क्वेश्चन में ओरल आंसर दिया जाते हैं और वहां पे कोई सप्लीमेंट्री क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछा जाता. अनस्टार्ट क्वेश्चन में यू कैन आस्क सप्लीमेंट्री क्वेश्चंस एंड शॉर्ट नोटिस क्वेश्चन जो आपका 10 दिन के नोटिस के कम नोटिस में क्वेश्चन पूछा जाता है तब उसको बोलते हैं शॉर्ट नोटिस क्वेश्चन. एंड इन दैट शॉर्ट नोटिस क्वेश्चन, ठीक है, दैट विल बी आंसर्ड ओरली. ठीक है, फाइन. मूविंग ऑन. कंसिडर द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट्स. 3 स्टेटमेंट है, आपको आइडेंटिफाई करना है विच डिवाइस आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट. ठीक है, इट इज नॉट मेंशन्ड इन द रूल्स ऑफ प्रोसीड्योर. इट इज एन इनफॉर्मल डिवाइस अवेलेबल टू द मेंबर्स ऑफ द पार्लियामेंट टू रेज मैटर्स विदाउट एनी प्रायर नोटिस. इट इज एन इंडियन इनोवेशन इन द फील्ड ऑफ पार्लियामेंट्री प्रोसीड्योर्स. ये चारों में से ये कौन होगा? क्या होगा इसका? इसका होगा 0 आवर. एब्सोल्युटली राइट, इसका होगा 0 आवर. ठीक है, 0 आवर कहीं पे भी मेंशन नहीं है और 0 आवर स्टार्ट्स आफ्टर क्वेश्चन आवर and can continue up to agenda of the day. ठीक है, fine. Moving on. Which of the following statement are correct? ठीक है, दो स्टेटमेंट है यहाँ पे. Article 75 of the Constitution implies a situation of adopting a no confidence motion. No confidence motion gets admitted in the Lok Sabha when it has support of 50 members. तो इनमें क्या होगा? इनमें क्या होगा? Anybody? इनमें होगा both 1 and 2. इनमें होगा both 1 and 2. ठीक है, 75 can impose no confidence. Next. तीन स्टेटमेंट है, अगेन आपको करेक्ट चूज करना है. Each state is allotted a number of seats in the Lok Sabha and in such a manner that the ratio between the number and its population is the same for all states. The provision territorial constituency applies to a state having a population of less than 6 million. The expression population means the population as ascertained at the preceding census that has been published. इनमें आपको ढूंढना होगा करेक्ट. It is obvious 1 and 3. ठीक है, it is obvious 1 and 3. Next. Consider the following statements. After every census, a readjustment is to be made in allocation of seats in the Lok Sabha to the states. Election Commission of India is empowered by the Constitution to determine the authority and manner in which the readjustment of territorial constituencies is to be made. The 84th Amendment Act of 2001 empowered the government to undertake readjustment and rationalization of territorial constituencies in the states on the basis of population figure of 1991 census. इसमें करेक्ट कौन सा है? क्या लगता है आप लोगों को? व्हाट विल बी द करेक्ट? यहां पे होगा 1 and 3. Why option 2 is wrong? Because Election Commission of India is not empowered, rather than Parliament is empowered. ठीक है. Next. An elector, how many times an elector become disqualified? Elector मतलब जो वोट में खड़े होते हैं, कैंडिडेट. Under the Representation of People Act, Barakian Falgani under the Representation of People Act, an elector becomes disqualified if he is a director or managing agent or holds an office of profit. The president's decision is final on the question whether a member is subject to any of the disqualifications. इसमें आपको करेक्ट चूज करना है. ठीक है, इसमें आपको करेक्ट चूज करना है. ठीक है, तो क्या होगा इसमें करेक्ट? इसमें करेक्ट होगा ऑब्वियसली both are correct. Obviously both are correct. ठीक है. Next. Prohibition of double membership in the parliament implies that a person cannot be a member of both the houses of parliament at the same time, or he or she cannot be a member of both the parliament and state legislature at the same time. The Constitution of India provides that if a sitting member of one house is also elected to the other house, his seat in the first house becomes vacant. इसमें क्या लगता है, सही कौन सा होगा, गलत कौन सा होगा? इसमें again both are correct. ठीक है, both are correct. Fine. Next, a house can declare the seat of a member vacant if he is absent from all its meetings for a period of 3 months without its permission. In computing the period of absence of a member, no account shall be taken of any period during which the house is prorogued or adjourned for more than 4 consecutive days. यहाँ पे क्या होगा? यहाँ पे होगा only 2C. Why 1 is incorrect? Because यहाँ पे बोला गया है 3 months. ठीक है, यहाँ पे बोला गया था 3 months. It's not 3 months, it's actually 2 months. Or 60 days. If he or she remains absent for 60 days without giving permission, his or her membership will be terminated. Next, a member has to vacate his seat in the parliament if his election is declared void by the court, he is appointed to the office of governor of a state, a disqualified person elected to the parliament. ये 3 में से सही आंसर कौन सा होगा? सेकंड. Okay, Dipesh, you are asking about question number 18, right? Okay. मान लो period of absence. Suppose, ठीक है, suppose you joined a company और company weekends में, you joined a company and company weekends में उसको holiday रहता है. Now you are absent for, let's say, 10 days. You are absent for, just a minute, you are absent for, let's say, 10 days. ठीक है, and those 10 days includes one weekend also. So these 2 dates will not be counted while your leave will be counted. ठीक है, because एक weekend में था, Saturday Sunday था, Saturday Sunday will not be counted. इसीलिए यहाँ पे specifically mention क्या हुआ है कि okay, fine. Moving on. Okay, a member has to vacate his seat in the parliament if his election is declared void by the parliament, void by the court, sorry. He is appointed to the office of the governor of a state. A disqualified person is elected to the parliament. ये 3 जगह पे कौन सी जगह ऐसा हुआ कि एमपी को अपना सीट छोड़ना पड़ेगा? Pema Sherpa, you are saying D. It is absolutely right. All these 3 situations. All these 3 situations. Next. Consider the following about the office of the Speaker of Lok Sabha. He can be removed by a resolution passed by the Lok Sabha by an absolute majority. The motion of removal can be considered and discussed only when it has support of at least 50 members. Okay, his member can always, his salaries and allowances are fixed by Parliament, and his powers of conducting business or maintaining order in the house are subject to judicial review. इनमें से कौन सा सही है और कौन सा गलत? क्या होगा? Dipesh, you are saying D. It is absolutely right. Only 2 and 3. ये दो, ठीक है? Sorry. ये दो, 2 and 3, sorry. ठीक है, मोशन ऑफ रिमूवल एज वेल एज सैलरीज एंड अलाउंस. ठीक है, यहाँ पे एब्सोल्यूट मेजॉरिटी लिखा हुआ है. इट शुड बी effective majority. I don't know why this pen suddenly becomes non-functional. Okay, moving on. Question कहाँ पे नहीं है 2 and 3? ये तो है only 2 and 3. Anyway, moving on. Dipesh, if you can ask the question number also, then it will be easy for me. Okay. Panel of chairpersons. Panel of chairpersons. Speaker nominates the panel of chairperson among the member of Lok Sabha. The senior most member of the panel of chairperson available can preside over the house in case of vacancy of the seat. He has the same power as the speaker when so presiding. इसका करेक्ट आंसर क्या होगा? इसका करेक्ट आंसर होगा 1 and 3. ठीक है, 2 is wrong. In case of vacancy, president will appoint a person. President will not trust the senior most member of the panel of chairpersons. अच्छा, panel of chairperson में how many members are there? 10. ठीक है. Next, we will do 25 questions and then we will leave the class. We are not 22. ठीक है. Which of the following is or differences between writs of prohibition and certiorari? यहाँ पे दो ऑप्शन दिया है. While prohibition can be used while a case is pending, certiorari can only be used after the order has been issued. Okay. While prohibition can only be used against judicial officials, certiorari can also be used against administrative authorities. क्या होगा? It should be, क्या होगा? It should be one only. It should be one only. ठीक है. And why one only? Because the prohibition हम कब करते हैं? the Supreme Court, High Court stops the lower court from actioning something unconstitutional, right? So in that case prohibition is issued. So prohibition can be issued while a case is still pending, but certiorari can only be placed when the judgment has been given and the judgment needs to be cancelled. तो ये बिगर स्टोरीज में होता है, ठीक है. वाइल प्रोहिबिशन, अच्छा, सो यहाँ पे क्या होगा, यहाँ पे होगा वन ओनली, ठीक है, यहाँ पे होगा वन ओनली. फाइन. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन नंबर 23, ठीक है. Which of the following are the consequences of prorogation? Prorogation होने के बाद क्या क्या होता है? It not only terminates a sitting but also terminates the housing of house, ठीक है. Okay, just यहाँ पे लिख लेते हैं कि in how many ways sessions or sittings of a house can be ended. क्या क्या है? Adjournment, adjournment sine die, sorry the pain is disturbing me, you can easily understand, ठीक है. एडजर्नमेंट, एडजर्नमेंट साइन डाई, प्रोरोगेशन एंड डिसोल्यूशन, ये चार होता है, ठीक है. एडजर्नमेंट मीन्स ending of a sitting of today's sitting. So if I am say we will again meet at 4 p.m. tomorrow and I am adjourning this class, that means I am adjourning for a short period of time. Adjournment sine die, ये क्या होता है? It is for example when the session is over, ठीक है, then the lawyers adjournment sine die क्या होता है? When the session is over, the speaker issues it. Yes, I will. तो तब क्या होता है ना, स्पीकर इश्यूज एडजर्नमेंट साइन डाई, और यहाँ पे कोई टाइम लिमिट नहीं होता है कि हम कब फिर मिलेंगे. उसके बाद जाके प्रेसिडेंट इश्यूज प्रोरोगेशन, ठीक है. एंड लास्ट में 5 साल के बाद डिसोल्यूशन हो जाता है लोकसभा का. फाइन. लोकसभा का डिसोल्यूशन आगे भी हो सकता है बट नॉर्मली इट टेक्स 5 years. तो इट नॉट ओनली टर्मिनेट्स सिटिंग बट ऑल्सो टर्मिनेट्स सेशन ऑफ द हाउस. यस, ट्रू, इट इज ट्रू. ऑल पेंडिंग नोटिसेज लैप्स ऑन प्रोरोगेशन, इट इज फॉल्स. प्रोरोगेशन में क्या होता है ना, प्रोरोगेशन में नोटिसेज लैप्स कर जाता है, फाइन, बट नॉट ऑन नोटिसेज. अगर मान लीजिए आपने नोटिस दिया कि आप किसी बिल को इंट्रोड्यूस करने वाले होते हो, ठीक है, इन दैट केस prorogation will not kill your notice. Prorogation brings to an end to all bills. It is absolutely false, ठीक है. So one only, ठीक है. चलो next question number 24. Consider the following statements regarding a public bill. It is introduced in the parliament by a minister. It is introduced in the its introduction in the house does not require any notice period. It reflects on the policy of the government. ये तो आसान है, ये बोलो क्या होगा. This is easy. क्या होगा? It will be 1 and 3. Every public bill requires 7 days notice. Fine. Okay, moving on. Last question for today, question number 25, and I will expect answers from all of you guys. Consider the following statement regarding money bills. Only the Lok Sabha has initiate money bill. Yes. Every measure of this nature is considered a government bill, and it may only be submitted by a minister. Okay. The Rajya Sabha can reject or amend the money bill. So obviously it is false. Rajya Sabha cannot reject, Rajya Sabha cannot amend. Rajya Sabha can only delay it for 14 days. So यहाँ पे correct क्या होगा? Obviously 1 and 2. ठीक है? Fine. यहाँ पे there are 15 more questions. I will send it to the PDF Telegram group. You try to answer it on your own. और नेक्स्ट जब जो कोई भी यूट्यूब सेशन में हम लोग मिलेंगे, ठीक है, वी विल हैव रेगुलर यूट्यूब सेशंस नाउ, वी विल डिस्कस दोज क्वेश्चंस. ठीक है, 25 क्वेश्चंस आई हैव कंप्लीटेड. देयर आर 15 मोर क्वेश्चंस. ठीक है, यू कैन सॉल्व इट विद योर डैड और वट एवर. ठीक है, देन यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड. ठीक है, आई विल put it in the Telegram. Yes, I will send it in the Telegram. ठीक है, 15 क्वेश्चंस हैं जो आप अपने घर में कर सकते हो. ठीक है, फाइन. जस्ट अ मिनट. ओके, so we are done. 25 questions. We are ending this session for today, and I hope you have liked the class. Please, like the session and share and subscribe to Dhrona's YouTube channel. ठीक है, thank you, take care, bye.